Good.
Run them on Tomb, if nothing else. Anyways, this is a Storm League game with a couple of my friends, Snarf and Alicia. So this is like Diamond SL type stuff. But pretty standard normal stuff. Our ETC is like the biggest coward in the world, so like this is an absolute garbage game for showing how to rotate. Because our tank is not playing as a tank. Like, all he just does is kind of walk into people. Hang on. Yeah. So, like, yeah, this game's a complete fucking mess until, like... But this game is also only 14 minutes long. So... Let's skip forward a little bit, yada yada yada.
They have it pretty good for wave clear with.
What do you mean?
Oh no, our
they got
team,
Ray. They got Kira.
Our team is fine. We've got Raynor and Asmo, and that's plenty of like clear in the 4-man, provided that you have a tank who is not some rando who is fucking retarded. So our ETC though is dumb as the stump.
He's learning.
No, he's just dumb as a stump. The man has like 700 levels of ETC. He's just dumb as a stump. Like over the course of this game, he's not going to die that much, but like he's also not going to do fucking anything. Like he just kind of stands here and gets bullied. Like he doesn't try and slide anyone. He doesn't slide in or out. He doesn't boop. He just kind of stands there. So like, if you're thinking, we got 2 levels to go. Like, come on.
He's not. Like, he's not an AT. You're saying he's not. I'm the aggressor.
Like if you're gonna tank, like push your fucking buttons. And like that one, like he pushed button and walked forward, and it was just like, oh, what? Why?
There's not really a split of who's going to what lane. Everyone's kind of just
yeah, like this is Storm League. Like this is pure chaos on this team. Like the other team is a full stack with a rando, and like they're actually pretty coordinated. Just maybe not as technically skilled as like us three. Alicia's pretty solid diamond, sometimes master. Snarf is master, and I'm like, you know, plat because I never play Storm League. I think Monty's an NGS, I don't remember. And then this person's a one-trick Kira, so like that's cool. But like this guy is our weak link. Like he just doesn't do anything.
He had a good slide in a couple frames behind the guy.
Yeah.
Enabled you guys to get that kill.
Yeah.
Like that slide right there. Yep. Look at that sexy.
Because we're about to hit 10. That's why.
Look at that. Probably into a mosh immediately. Never mind. Make sure
yeah. About that. So anyways, so we hit 10. We've got web weavers coming. So like, I make the call because I'm kind of like, for this day, I'm just kind of doing like shot calling practice and tanking practice. But like this game, dude's like, I want ETC, and I'm like, cool, perfect.
I'll be right back.
So, win condition for our team is Asmo and Raynor delete buildings because we've got Hyperion and we've got Demonic Invasion, right? Like that is our win condition. Break down this lane, break down this lane, and then just zerk the core with a web weaver or a boss. Like, that's all we need to do to win, right?
Yeah.
We don't really need to wipe them on a team. We don't really need to fight them very much at all. Like, they've got a pretty scary team fight. They've got a lot of CC, they've got a lot of burst, and they've got Lucio who, like, if you take sound barrier, kind of negates a lot of what we do. So that's our win con. So what are we doing? We send Raynor top with Kira to babysit with this. I don't know what the fuck ETC is doing. I don't really care because I'm doing my job and I can see the enemy team. So I'm doing my jazz. And our goal is zerg this down. And like I even leave in the middle of it because I'm like, hey, it's gonna die anyways. Start working over here.
Nice trick using the wave to crit it, then following up.
Yeah. The best way to do it is to if you do laser then Q, you have to be pretty close up on the wave. If you Q then laser, you just have to make sure that one of the targets is close to death. Like close enough that it dies within 1 tick of laser. If it dies within 1 tick of laser, it'll blow up the whole wave and you get a whole wave cleared. So like, we've got this going here, I make the call, I'm sneaking top, just hold them mid, so they're just trying to distract them. They lose Kira, whatever. They say, hey, they're coming, I'm like, cool. Throw a globe. Again, my win con is I don't care if I die. Like, I kind of care if I die because I don't want to feed them, but my win con is spam grunts, spam demons, just run it down. And like, we get this weird team fight, they're gonna get their... They're gonna summon like the worst web weavers.
You just
like, they've got web weaver...
9 minutes also. Pretty good.
Did I?
You did, yeah. Sorry to interrupt. Well, you got, yeah, you're 200.
Yeah, cool. Whatever. This is actually a really slow game for me for stacking, because again, our ETC has no fucking idea what he's doing.
Yeah.
So like, I've got more stacks from hero hits than minion kills, which normally isn't that big of a thing. Also, I have like 28 stacks from Master of Destruction, which is laser explosions, which is also a really weird thing to get that many of this early. But like, boom, yeah. Like we have a solid team count for team fights. It's just not that big. But like, here's the problem. Like, they summon web weavers and then back up. They back up to this one, so we get to clear this one for free. And this is the only one that's a threat. And I say that. I just say, hey, clear mid. It's the only one that's going to reach a wall. Clear this one. Cool. Like, even before it's dead, I don't care about stacking anymore, so I'm just moving. Do as much clear as I can, and boogie my ass around the safe way, because I don't know where they are. Run down here. Same shit. Like, I don't even care about stacking, I'm just here for damage.
So do you feel like... What would you prefer, given the choice, for a 4-man that rotates as quick as this one's doing? I mean, this ETC isn't helping you too much, so we took, Echo Paddle. Would you prefer it to be like, oh, well, we just pick whatever we want for damage, and then I guess we'll just grab a Johanna because someone's got to do the work of clearing the wave? Or would you rather have it so the DPS is
If you
the
want,
wave and so the tank can be hidden, or would you just say, fuck it, grab both so that you can rotate faster?
it depends on why you want to rotate fast.
Just
that is
rotating.
Yeah, so there's... Okay, then I'll show you guys 2 replays really quick. One in which we rotate really, really slowly the entire game, and it's fine.
Okay.
Because our rotation is strong and safe enough that it's just fine. And like, the other one's going to be like, hey, we're just kind of rotating much better than that. Or rather, that we're soaking much better than them. But yeah, this game ends in 3 minutes. Can you guess how? Yeah, so like, there's this team fight posing down here. I'm just trying to channel because I know that if I channel, I can get a keep down here. And like if I'm channeling here, they have to keep interrupting me, and like my team fight doesn't, and my team maybe doesn't die. I get the mod, she gets interrupted, whatever, don't care. And like as soon as that, like I could keep going into this team fight and kill them, but that's not my win con. This is my win con. And I tell that to my team. Like I say, hey, I'm not with you guys. And then I say, hey, I'll see you guys later, I'm going top. Because up here, I have 4 waves. So now this is my win con. If these waves make it to core, we basically win. Because we just hit 16, so I now have double demons. Like I even grab it in the middle of laser. This is the only talent I know of in the game that if you level it during the channeling of the ability, it upgrades the ability.
Yeah, that's pretty freaking rare. I think there might be one other one, but it.
Yeah, but like it summoned that demon, and I was shocked because I thought surely I wasn't going to get 2 demons there. So again, like at this point, they're doing this stuff down here. They like these 2 are dead from the team fight. Cool. They're gonna probably defend here. I don't know what the fuck Kira's doing. She's a one trick, whatever. This is my life. Just run it down. So
the demon warriors tower and not the keep, was that a conscious choice?
Yeah, I just wanted it done as soon as possible so that the web weaver would spawn as far up as possible and get as much oomph out. Because the web weaver is going to do more than my demons unless I have siege breaker or something. Because the this buffs demon warriors, but not ghoul or grunts. Mm-hmm. So like, if I have 3 or 4 demons up, which like you're going to see a lot of fucking demons here. Like there's 3 and a lieutenant. Like these guys all do about it. If you have 4 up, you're doing about as much as your invasion is going to do anyways. Generally, I say if Asma's on core, it's kind of like having an Illidan on the core. He has to die or you lose. If it's red build laser. So like, they shouted out that they're like coming up. I looked at the map and said, nope, you're wrong. I'm just gonna end it. So just, you know, trying to spread out the flames as much as possible. Whatever, cool. GG, they never responded to Asmo on core. But that's kind of the, and then I tell the team Asmo go core. And then those people on my team banned Asmo every game for the rest of the day. So that's kind of like, there's a lot of ways to like identify a win condition, but if you find something and like look at it and just say like, hey, this is what we need to do to win the game, just make that call and just make it your sole purpose in life to drive to that point. Like for if you're running Asmo, pretty easy because like Asmo's got a really clear win condition. Run it the fuck down. It doesn't have to be your only win condition. Like he can also be great in team fights, but he has a pretty strong presence in just run it down. Lost Vikings is soak it up and steal camps. Murky, soak it up, steal camps, interfere with people. Zeratul is interrupt people on rotation, get kills. That's kind of stuff like that. Let's see. Where? This one? I think this one. Yeah, this is the one I was just showing. Another Asmo game on Tomb of the Spider Queen. I don't know why more people don't ban me on Asmo on Spider Queen. Well, the first team we're the first team we're playing in the playoffs is going to ban me out of Asmo on every map because they all know me from Girls Gang Squad. So they did it last time when they didn't have Slice, which was their main tank. So we're basically playing an entirely different team this time. Okay. So this game, again, we've got an EGC who's kind of like in La La Land. Zan's been having kind of a rough time lately.
And this is NGS team doing Storm League practice or like a scrim or what?
Nope. This is NGS. This is versus Phoenix Rising Topaz, I believe. So Yeah, we've got Phoenix Rising, Citrine, who's currently number 1, and Topaz, who's like number 6 or 7. I don't know. Anyways, like, we weren't too fussed about this team. So, pretty much same shit as the game I just showed you. Our win con, their get down, and don't die in team fights. Like, we've got every tool in our kit to not die in team fights. Our kit is not super great suited for actually winning team fights.
And what would you say their win con is? To me, it seems like their win con is just
murder fuck us with Maev.
Yeah, and then Zul picks up the slack.
They've got Maev and Greymane, so that's like double hyper carry basically in my mind. Mei and Malfurion are going to do a lot of like support for it, and Zul is going to do your like double soak rotational cleanup type thing. Zul kind of runs it down, not as much as a lot of heroes. Like, he's kind of like Nazeebo, where like he can be really insistent, but not really that good at pushing alone. Mm-hmm. But just by how consistent he is, he can be a threat. So anyways, we're just kind of poking around here. Like, don't quite remember why we go in on this, like, but whatever. I get frozen because I'm a dum-dum, which might have been a kill, but whatever. Yeah, so that's just kind of how it goes. So right from the get-go, they're going to interrupt our rotation because they have Mei, and Mei does that a lot. So, like, we have to do these like weird rotations. So like our healer's kind of behind, which is okay because he's Anduin. Falstad is gonna have to hop over a bunch of walls, and like I'm gonna have to do some weird shit as Asmodan because Asmodan sometimes has to do weird shit. Like I don't even get a good cue.
They're keeping you off of this wave.
Yeah.
Rotation. So is that what you mean?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to do weird safe rotates and just like
yeah. So like you saw, because they have threat. They have Mei, they have Maev. Those two alone are plenty of threat. Greymane, like these two plus a Mei is so much threat that I do not feel safe even going down this like 2-foot stretch of path.
Yeah.
I go the long way, come up here, just grab the orbs, whatever. Like I can pick up the stack later.
So when your comms right here, you're saying, okay, just 3-1 split for now.
Nope. We're sticking as 4 because, well, 1, Zul like wants to die, but 2, basically, as long as we stick together and are loosely separated, like, they can't kill us that easily. Again, if they have a team that wants to, like, pick someone and murder us, and we have a team that's really good at not getting murdered. So as long as we kind of hang out and support each other, we'll be alright. And we've got enough clear to kind of, like, pick up soak wherever we're going to be weakened by. That said, I don't really love our comp. It's just something that we kind of fell into. Yeah, it's not a particularly good one, but for this map, it's okay, because Team of the Spider Queen kind of has different values of heroes. So, like, we just clear up. Zan should be kind of like parking his ass in this bush because we don't really need him to help clear. If he was playing as Joe, he would be grouping things up, and then I'd be queuing, and Falstad would be like doing camps and shit. We basically never do camps on this game because like they're all just like trying to push as hard as they fucking can with a comp that doesn't fucking push. So like, yeah, like they've got a comp that like Greymane should be doing camp. Greymane should be going and doing camp. Like, there's no reason for Greymane to be like, they're super thirsty for this like kill super early, which doesn't make any sense. So like, we're kind of even despite these like janky rotations and weird shit going on. Just because like the way we are rotating is we're just sticking together, we're calling out who's where all the time, and we're not really letting them use all the buttons that they want to do. And again, we're just trying to like clear wave as cleanly as possible. Which they're not really losing anything for it. Like, we do miss some experience here and there. They miss some experience here and there. Like, neither team is playing perfectly. One big thing, though, is that we have a fuck ton more gems. Oh, never mind, they turned in. So, we're about even on gems still. Yeah, so they get first turn, whatever. Like, again, we're not too fussed. As long as they don't, like, murder us really hard, we're totally fine. So they do some pushing. Like, they're threatening. Like, I want to go clear mid, but ETC is being threatened, so I come up here to just try and help out with stuff. Get out, cool, lucky me. Get a laser off, sweet, lucky me. Go mid, clear this. Almost
Nice.
kill this Zool, who, like, again, like, this man wants to die. Finally goes down, so that's unfortunate. But, like, you know, again, not end of the world here. Because somehow, during this nonsense, we've traded and we've actually come ahead in experience. Despite having a 1-for-1 trade, because, like, they were rotating with their wave while leaving kind of like our waves unattended, and we had Lieutenant. So there you go. So if you're going to run Asmo, kind of hanging out and stalling the enemy team in one lane helps you pick up that soak. So they finally get a camp. We get an objective. We're getting like some Malfurion like steps out or something to rotate on them. And then like
to yourself that you want to go mid, or are you just saying fuck mid XP?
So this,
top forward?
Yeah, at this point, like, we don't really care about mid because, like, there's a camp there, so this objective isn't going to get that much, but their camp also isn't going to get anything. So we just want to get as much value here as we can, which, if it's the fort, cool. If not, whatever. I think Smiley called for me to just head mid for the soak, and I said, okay. So I go mid for the soak, and then we kind of, like, deliberate for a bit. I don't know if it's the right call to step away here, but whatever. Again, their win. See, this is what I mean. Like, last game, 9 minutes. This game was 6 minutes,
Nice.
650, and like, we did not have proper rotations or anything. Like, it was a fucking mess of a game. Fastest I've had for completion was about 450 on this map with Joe and Asmo. Yeah. Well, yeah, Zan should not be helping me clear, basically. It should be just me and Pina. Pina throws Boomerang, I throw Q, done. But again, once I have Laser, it's kind of like all the cards are in my hand. Again, this duel just wants to die, so we kill him. And Gust comes out to basically negate their entire life. Like, we don't really have great disengage without Urel. Yeah. Yeah, that was a really good mosh. Doom comes in, starts stunning people. I'm just kind of like peppering this backline because, like, without the CD like focused on me, they're not scary. Like, if you take any single one of them, they're not that terrifying. If you take any single one of us, we're not very terrifying. So it's just a matter of like who gets split up first. Again, another web weaver. We get kind of caught out here. Like, this is a really bad catch out. I don't quite know why they were there, but whatever. We kill Zool again. Because again, the man wants to die. And like, we basically like we know they're going to rotate down. We know this is going to go down, so we just say, fuck it, come down here. See if we can get this fort at the same time. Get 2 forts. I reckon that's worth it. And then we just immediately nope out. Stands over here giving vision in the bush so that we can basically line up for some more turn-ins. Because like Doom's got a fuck ton of spider butts. Mei steps up alone, so clap her. Doom just felt safer, so if you're playing your L, be mindful of your Qs.
Wrong thing charged up.
Yeah.
I guess he could have that speed turned to the left, knocked to the left.
So we don't really know where they are. We don't really care. Like, we've got a lot of map presence, and we just got another turn in. So, no, I remember this. We said we had a turn in, and we miscounted because we looked at like their gem count. I remember this moment because we committed so much to getting a turn in, and then we're like, wait, why didn't it go? So make sure you're looking at the right scorecard when you're turning in. Good interrupt there from Anduin. We're just clearing the camp. So like, now we have the turn in though, so we managed to just barely get it in time. Doom is like really subtle thing. If there's siege giants on your wall and you have like ETC or something, bump them into your tower range. They'll die a lot faster. Yeah. Yeah. Anything that boops stuff around, Hawker, whatever. Because a lot of people like boop them away from towers, and it's like, cool, you prevented them from doing one attack, and they're still up 5 minutes later. So, like, this game is kind of just be where this isn't and shove hard. And again, this will just want to die. I don't know why he pushed him that way. Whatever. Man wants to die.
Alright,
Didn't want to die.
Who wanted to die?
Azul. Nope.
I'm gonna put you on big screen. Big screen, baby.
But yeah, this game basically just kind of drags out for the next like 10 minutes of more of the same.
Yeah, you've already won, but you can't. It's not safe to collect the gems, so you just kind of.
Yeah, it's kind of tricky for us to really like get a team wipe. And unlike the last game where they're like not responding at all, we're kind of like not being quite as like Raynor's a lot more forceful with Hyperion and a lot more threatening than say like Falstad, you know?
Yeah, the Falstad's just there to turn off that bullcrap that they have planned.
Yeah. I don't remember. This is... Oh, this is Natalie, I think. Okay. I got a message from someone who changed their thingamajig, their name.
I am one such person. Wasn't me though.
Okay.
So that was pretty much when you could. ETC was largely holding vision, and then the the rest of the 4-man is rotating on its own, except when they really pressed you and wanted to fight you on the wave. 3 people kind of just stood there as a phalanx backing up, collecting soak while you diverted over with a safe rotation mid until everything was recombobulated and you can go back on your own merry way with your rotating 4-stack, right? Would you say that pretty much?
Yeah, something like that. Basically, your tank has one of two things to do. Either one, your tank needs to be a presence in the lane by just like walking up into the wave and like slamming shit. Like if you've got Johanna and she's got condemn CDR from targets hit, she can walk into the lane and just clap it all together and it's right back up. So she didn't use any part of her kit, so she's still a threat. So like she can hang out in the lane. If you've got ETC or Mei, you might want to be outside of the lane where you're hiding in a bush. If you're playing Mal'Ganis, 110%, you should probably be in a bush. If you're playing Garrosh, probably in a bush. And by being not seen, you're that much threatening. And if they don't respect that and they get overconfident and they walk in, you punish them for it. But you want to be like within a stone's throw of wherever the most threatening stuff is as your tank, and then the rest of your 4-man is going to rotate accordingly. If it's not safe because your tank doesn't have enough peel, like for instance, ETC early game into Maiev, Greymane, Malfurion, and May, like we don't have Gust yet, we don't have Mosh yet, we don't have the Azmodan explosions yet, we don't have a lot of tools yet. They still have a lot of tools from just baseline kits, so they're a lot more threatening, so they kind of bullied us on our rotations a lot. So we just played really safe. And then once we got to the mid game, we were able to play a lot more aggressively. And it's just being able to kind of recognize when each kind of takes precedence. Like if you're running Diablo, you should probably be a little bit more aggressive in your rotations. You should look to invade their rotations because Diablo is very threatening just on his own, especially in the choke points that are the rotation channel. Trying to find. I just was watching it earlier today. I think it was Volskaya. Volskaya, not this one. Not this one. That's an interesting
one. Volskaya.
We run into it a lot in our div.
Nice. Kairu, that name rings a bell.
Yeah, she's part of Girls Gang Squad as well, and she's the captain of Running Wild in Div A.
Nice.
We were on Running Wild together last season.
I think I recognize Salvaji as well.
Yeah, Salvaje is same deal.
Salvaje.
Salvaje. Yeah.
There we go. That's a lot better.
I do capoeira and they speak Brazilian Portuguese and they pronounce it Salvaje. I don't know.
Oh yeah, this is true.
So
Salvaje
in Spanish.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Salvaje. Salvaje. Salvaje.
So.
Combat preparations.
Oh, is this you on the Zera?
This is me on the Zera. This is still like pretty warm up Zera.
Yeah.
Like there's kind of like two main builds for Zera. One is Cleave, which is kind of easier, and the other one is like the auto attack delete build, basically, which is where you see all the like, yeah. So this game
pretty good, but I feel like your wave clear is kind of just like Tychus, WQ, and Zera Q.
So yeah, so our wave clear is not very good. So instead, also this is another like Smurf team, because Yuna has called in all of her like master friends and followers to boost her in Storm League, and it's a 5-stack. So this is a pretty fun game.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah. Which, I mean, she just got back from a long break from HOTS, so whatever.
Sure.
But anyways, so this game we've got ETC, Tychus, fucking Deckard, Hogger, and Zeratul. So kind of the opposite of last game. Last game we had a very like passive push comp. This game we have a little bit more of a like harassment and kill comp. We don't have the like just wombo combo of like Maiev and May from like what we saw in the last game, but we definitely are a lot more threatening. Like Zeratul is pretty threatening. Zeratul plus basically anyone on this team is very scary. So they need to be pretty safe in their rotations. The nice thing though is that they're running double support, and this the mentality here is pretty similar for if they're running like a strong like bruisery comp too, because like Lily does about as much damage as a bruiser and is about as hard to kill as a bruiser when they go battle Lily, which this one does. So like I think this Lily tops damage for the game is kind of silly. But anyways, so like we know we don't really clear the wave too well, so Hogger goes bottom pretty much right away. We don't really see Zeratul level 1 fight isn't that great.
No.
Tychus' level 1 is okay, but they've got Leeming, Alexstrasza, Joe, Cassia. Like, they've got a pretty hefty level 1 fight. So the call is basically made just like, hey, slow him down, soak at the wall. I'm just gonna go soak right away. And like, this is kind of how Zeratul do, is you just kind of, early game, you look to kind of interrupt them as much as possible. So I go here, because I know they're gonna come back down this way, right? So I just hang out here. Yeah, like I don't need to go into this bush.
To mount first before you.
Yep, that's exactly it. Like, I don't know if they're in this bush or not, so I'm not going into it. I'm just kind of staying just out of sight here, because like if I look at their sight, like I don't know if someone has sight of this bush. So if someone's in this bush, I don't want to go past this wall, basically. So I'm just kind of hanging out here. I reckon I can see him now, so I'm just like, okay, cool. Just kind of harrying him. Hey, you're not allowed to mount up. I almost managed to make them miss half a wave, but not quite. Joe's still pretty quick, so... Also, this is me pretty early on Zeratul, so like, if instead of like throwing a W onto Alexstrasza, I waited for Joe, hit her with the Q, and then the W, that would have been the smarter thing to do, but, you know, hindsight, learning heroes, yada yada yada. So, like, auto attacker and healer go to the camp. Our tank is up here, just kind of soaked, because again, we don't really have great wave clear. We're not too afraid of them invading, because, like, basically I just run around weird ways to make sure that I'm playing as the proxy tank. Like, if they invade, I'm not going to be able to stop them from, like, doing anything to them. I can slow them down, but, like, they also won't be able to get the jump on our team because I, like, run down here, I run up here, yada yada yada. So I'm just a glorified ward with really annoying poke at this point. And again, just kind of like taking those weird rotations when I can. Oh, cat walking around. 1 sec. She has her anxiety snake for no apparent reason. Go see if she'll come snuggle for a second. Come here.
Is that anxiety snake full of catnip?
No, it's just a little like feather boa thing. So yeah, so we don't have great wave clear. We don't have terrible wave clear. Their wave clear isn't like anything crazy either, because Cass went charge strikes.
So talk about your rotation a little bit. Like what you're thinking when you look at this on paper and you're like, okay, how do we do rotations? Because it seems like you can either use the Zeratul to make them faster through wave clear, or you can use Zeratul to kind of slow theirs.
So it's usually a little bit better to interfere with theirs, just because like our wave clear isn't that strong. Like if we had Tassadar, it would be a little bit more impactful, but Zeratul's wave clear also isn't anything amazing. It's pretty okay. Like a big part of it is, hey, this cleave has a dot, so it does 40% more damage as a dot. So anything with a dot is going to be inherently not terribly fast. So we just kind of rotate up. Like, I was being super aggro there, 'cause, like, I know I have tap, and Joe's separated here, so I'm just going to try and keep her separated. If I can keep her away from this team, they don't have any threat, we have plenty of threat. Like, Tychus and ETC is enough threat to kill someone on their team, especially if Smiley gets a root or something. So if I can keep splitting them, then perfect. Also, we have camp, so like, I just want to waste their time as much as possible, because it's unlikely that I'm going to kill anyone this early, but if I can keep spooking them, then cool. At this point, the call is made, like, Smiley's on the point already because he's Deckard, so he's like preloading pots. Like, I noticed that they're taking a while to rotate. I get that slowdown. I didn't quite... Oh, I didn't push the button. That's what it was. I meant to push the button for this level, and I didn't get it in time. Yeah, because the Seeker in the dark for the teleport. I remember pushing the button and just being like, why the fuck didn't I blink? So anyways, we get like a really like weird fight going on here. Like, we almost get it. Don't quite. They have a lot of blinds, so like
You're just walking
I don't. Yeah, like we don't need to commit to it too hard. We've got 96% to their 10, so like we got plenty of time to hang out. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So again, just kind of looking for stuff. So this is fun stuff. Like, I know I'm not going to kill Lily, so I'm basically looking for this to happen and something to happen here. So like, Cassia gets caught by a slide, and I'm just waiting, jump in, blink, leave. What a idea! Like, I don't think I'm. Yeah. So. And we get a nice like clear here too. Like when you're playing as Zeratul, you have to be ready to just like live on the razor's edge. So same thing. I basically just say, hey, I can get away. Like no one on this team scares me. Like there's no one on this team that's gonna lock me down. They have no CC to stop me. The only thing they can do is blind me and damage me, right? So as long as I play well, I'm not gonna die. So I go here to soak. Hogger goes there to soak, because we don't have a lot of these. Like, what is Zeratul going to add here? Nothing. What is Hogger going to add here? Nothing. Mm-hmm. And this is what I mean by, like, it takes a while for Zeratul to kind of clear stuff compared to some. Like, basically, objective's half dead, and, like, and again, like, I don't think I can kill Cassia, so, like, I kind of fuck around here. I don't really know what I'm doing here. I really don't know what I'm doing here. Yeah. I'm gonna miss, like, a lot of those Seekers this game. Like, a hilarious amount of missed Seekers this game. Yeah. So, we've got 10, they don't, so we call for an invade. So, whole team's here, grab their turret, we're kind of looking at stuff, I kill a wall to remove vision, kind of missed some experience there, whatever. This is where things get a little spicy, so, like, there's gonna be a lot of, yeah. So, like, there's this camp that's pushing, there's a wave coming, so I don't feel that bad, but I do wish that I like don't have to come down here, but I kind of have to because like they're showing their 10 and it's a threat. So cool. Basically, if they get a kill, it's probably going to mean 2 kills because they have Li Ming, and they're going to get like more value than just this camp alone. So I evaluate this as more important than this, and then I go deal with that. Then I come back and clear this because you know we don't really have any clear. Hogger goes to turret, normal shit, and I go to do this camp because, like, that's just what the call is. Because we don't think they're going to invade, but they start showing up, and at that point I'm like, god damn it, okay, well, let me go then. We do. Yeah, like, that's why we're like, they should not be invading. So... like, they're calling for help, I'm like, no, you guys are fine. Go do the game. So, like, it's okay that I'm not getting the soak, because, like, they're not getting that soak for a while. So, and this is kind of important right now. So, they're just kind of playing safe. Smiley's not really in Danger Town, because we have a lot of sight. But again, he's not really going to do anything. And at this point, like, we have threat with these 3 together, so I'm kind of looking for stuff. They, like, leave without telling me anything, and I'm just like, oh, okay. Try not to do that. But, more Mistseekers, because I called and said, I'm going to seek and VP. I missed the seeker and say, never mind. Because I was going to seek onto Cassia, VP these two when they collapsed, and then we just kind of clapped. But
I'm getting another terminal.
didn't happen. Whatever. It's kind of a lot of faffing about. We're all staying kind of loose.
You got your rotation back.
Yeah. Like, our rotation.
Access terminal online.
Yep.
Secure it.
And we've got Zeratul just, you know, interfering. Hogger's doing the double soak. Which, if you ever have the advantage of the double soak, definitely push it. Again, we really don't have any seeds, so we're just kind of like at a loss for what to do right now. Because we're just kind of waiting for this to count up.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of clearing this, and this is where, like, I can see the pieces falling together. Gotta interrupt Lily. Cool. And now I'm just looking for VP. VP. Not a great one, but whatever. We don't manage to kill this Joe for reasons. I don't know if Pina, like, didn't get minigun off or what. But doesn't matter. We push all of our toys. And yeah. Well, that's the other thing is I was reviewing this earlier, and like Zan did not push any of his buttons for a very long time. Like, didn't even think about it during that whole VP thing. Like, I run around and just kind of fuck around with him on the back line. But if you're ever on a hero that is only stopped by CC and the enemy team does not have CC, you're in for a fun day. Last pick stuff like Zeratul and Mal'Ganis if you can. So, again,
Blue team has
pretty much same thing as last time. Like, we don't really have a threat here. Like, ETC doesn't really have anything to do. I don't have anything to do. The objective doesn't have anything to do at this point. Like, you're just kind of soaking. Breaking buildings where we can. And, like, as soon as CP comes up, now we're looking for stuff again.
That's the train double O soak advantage going is just because you're 16s and it's murder time.
Yep, 16, it's murder time, big VP. Like, they missed their big heal, cool, and now everything's slamming in. Don't quite get what we want, though. Like, I don't know quite what happens, but we don't quite get it. I know Wave of Force. Yeah, I know Wave of Force stops the Mosh, but we still have Mosh, so, like, we still have that threat. I think I missed something or other. And again, just kind of harassing them. We're invading here because they don't have the ability to respond. We don't know where Cassia is. So, like, we're scared but not scared. Yeah. Yeah, like, it's like the four of them are, you know, the scary part of their comp as far as damage is concerned, but yeah, so we just go clear. Go take some more toys, while I just kind of hang out and soak, fuck around. Like, I occasionally find it worth my time to help my team with clearing and taking camps and shit, but generally I'm just kind of like fucking around. Which is kind of what Zeratul does. Like,
So if you could sum up what the big difference is between like
the big
the methodology
the big
behind take this game versus you had
Yeah. So the last game we had really good wave clear and siege. The big capital letter is on we had siege value. So like when you have Asmo, you have siege value. So if you have something like Asmo or Hammer or something, if you have something with like capital S siege, you don't want to really like overcommit into team fights. If they throw themselves into your jaws like Zool did over and over, cool, take it, take the kills, whatever. But by and large, you want to keep yourselves up, get the objectives, and then like capitalize on them. This game, like even when we got objectives, we couldn't do fuck all with them, but they have Cassia and Li Ming, so if they get objectives, they're going to get a lot more value.
Yeah.
So like basically the inverse of the two games are opposites of each other's as far as like how we're playing. So this game we're kind of the offense team. Last game we were kind of the defense team. So like if you're playing on an like offensive oriented team, like you've got Diablo and stuff, like ETC is not really the greatest for this kind of thing. Like we really wanted Diablo, but he just wasn't feeling it. Now Geneth and Garrosh can kind of do pretty similar stuff too. ETC is a little bit more like disruptive and kind of rounded on the defensive side. But we've got kind of an aggression team, so we want to interrupt them and disrupt everything they want. Like, hey, cool, we're just kind of fucking with them. If we get something awesome, just as long as we don't die trying to do it, perfect.
It's almost like you didn't necessarily slow their rotations here with your
Time zero. Control the terminal and bring in the protector.
or whatever. You guys just seem to scare them enough that it's their rotations. Even though they shouldn't have been scared because they have double support and double blinds.
Well, they still should be scared because, like, Tychus is going overkill. Like, well, actually, I don't know what the fuck he's building. Never mind.
It looks like a standard. The bigger they are, grenades, and then just the Q build on the back to finish them.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. But
this is my build.
Yeah.
My build.
Anti's build. That's what your DPS is doing. You must have seen some other stuff. I'm very flattered.
Yeah.
My build.
But yeah, this game we're just kind of like looking for if we can kind of like break them up because again they've got the double support. If their double support isn't together, they have one support and 4v5. So the previous game, so the previous game, like we didn't really split up that hard. Like we sacrificed some of our quicker rotations in order to stay as a like stable 4-person square, basically. So we didn't really want to clump because of Maev, so there was inherently some splitting. But we tended to like really rotate together as a pack pretty heavily. This game, like our win condition is making sure they can't do that. If they can't rotate together as a 5 stack, we have a much easier time kind of picking them off. So again, we've got great kill potential, just not really like wombo combo potential. Yep. And we have a ability time on the conveyor belt. Yeah, like that fight was something else. I enjoyed once again going down to like single digits. Like Eunice trying to chase me. Like I ripped her for that later. I was like, oh yeah, you're coming after me, and I'm gone. So like again, we don't really get that much here. I pop in, just say hey, what's up? We get some kills. Whatever, cool. This objective we can win with. Is it strong enough? Yada yada yada. Okay. Hopefully that gave you some like inspiration type shit or something.
It did. No, I think if I could sum it up, it kind of showed the interplay between what is this comp's win condition and how does this comp rotate as 4. It was super helpful.